Welcome back, everyone, to Momentum. Today, we're going to be talking about collisions and the different types of collisions. We're going to mostly be talking about perfectly inelastic collisions. Okay, I'm going to go to another chart to show a few of these things. So here are the different kinds of collisions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Key things to know. So there's general inelastic collision, perfectly inelastic collision, elastic collision, and explosion. This is all important information. So if you want to pause and copy it down, do that. But I want to go over the key things. One thing is all collisions and explosion, momentum is conserved. Key thing to know. Another thing is perfectly inelastic collisions. That means objects stick together. That's another thing to know. Another key thing is in an elastic collision, kinetic energy is conserved. Okay, it's the only one where kinetic energy is conserved. All right, if you want to copy down the other things, pause it and do that. I'm going to move on. So let's look at this first example. So we're talking about perfectly inelastic collisions today. 1875 kilogram car going 23 meters per second rear ends a 1025 kilogram car going 17 meters per second on ice in the same direction. The two cars stick together. Between what speeds do we know the vehicles will be going? So if this car in red here hits this car going 17 meters per second and they stick together like this, we should know that their velocity should be between 17 and 23 meters per second. That should make sense because this car will slow down after the hit while this car will be going faster after the hit. Okay, so the answer we should be looking for should be between that. Part B, how fast do the cars move immediately after the collision? So let's figure out what that number is. So with most of these problems, how we're going to do this is the conservation of momentum. We should know the momentum at the beginning equals the momentum at the end. So at the very beginning, we have the mass of one car and the velocity of another car, plus the mass of the second car times the velocity of the second car, is equal to, after they hit, so this is after they hit, it's going to be, they're going to both be moving at the same speed because they stick together. So the velocity final. And we're looking for what this velocity final is. So we have the first car going 1875. Velocity is 23 meters per second. Second car is 1025. The velocity is 17. And this is going to equal 1875 plus 1025 V final. So now let's do some math to figure out what this final velocity is. 1875 times 23. Plus 1025 times 17 divided by 1875 plus 1025 is equal to, what? Okay, I did something wrong. Give me a second. 1875 times 23 plus 1025 times 17. Divide this by 1875 plus 1025, and we get a speed of 20.88 meters per second. And like we predicted, it was between that 17 and 23 meters per second mark. All right, let's continue. All right, example number 11. A 1,200 kilogram car moving at 2.5 meters per second is struck in a head-on collision by a 2,600 kilogram truck going at 6.2 meters per second. The vehicles stick together. Which way do we know the vehicles will be going? So if they stick together, what we should know is this one is going faster and it has more mass. So when they stick together, it should be going to the left, right? Okay, so it should be going to the left. B, if the vehicles stick together after collision, what is their speed immediately after they collide? So let's try to figure this out. Momentum initial equals momentum final. So same kind of thing. M1, V1, that's the vehicle of the first one, plus M2, V2, that's the vehicle of the second one. That's the momentum. When they hit each other, they're going to stick, so the masses stick together, so we're going to combine them, and they'll have a speed together. So let's see. M1 is 1,200, V1 is 2.5, M2 is 2,600, and V2 is negative 6.2 because it's going to the left. This is going to be equal to 1,200, plus 2,600 V final. So now let's figure out what this final velocity is. And we should get a negative answer because we should know that when they collide, they're going to the left. So let's see what we get. 1,200 times 2.5 plus 2,600 times negative 6.2. And we divide this by 1,200 plus 2,600. And we get negative 3.45 meters per second. like we predicted. So part C is, what is the kinetic energy of the cars after the perfectly inelastic collision? And is the is the total kinetic energy less, more, or the same as before? So let's see for part C. So part C, we know kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv squared. So this is going to be equal to 1/2 the mass. So they're both going to be moving with a certain mass. So it's going to be 1200 plus 2600. And they're both going to be moving at a speed of negative 3.45 squared. So let's see what that gives us. 3.55 squared becomes positive times parentheses 1200 plus 2600. And then times 0.5. And we see we get a total energy of 22,615 joules. Okay. And what we should know is the total kinetic energy less, more, or the same as before? We should know that the energy is going to be less. So when in perfectly inelastic collisions, it loses energy to sound, to deformation, different kinds of things, but it's going to lose energy. If you want, you can try to calculate what the total kinetic energy is before they collide, but you're going to see it's going to be a lot more than 22,615. Okay? So this is going to be less. Total kinetic energy, less, more, or the same before the collision. It's going to be less before the collision. Okay. All right, moving on. Going to look at this one. On a touchdown attempt, a 95-kilogram running back run towards the end zone at 3.75 meters per second. A 111-kilogram linebacker moving at 4.1 meters per second meets the run in head-on collision. If the two players stick together, A, in which direction do we know the players will move? We should know that this person here is heavier and moving faster, so when they collide, they will be moving to the left. What is the speed of them immediately after collision? All right, let's figure that out. Momentum initial, momentum final. So what we have is m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 plus m2 v final. Then we have 95 times 3.75. That's the velocity. And the other one's 111. But the other one's going to the left, so it's going to be negative 4.1 is equal to 95 plus 111 v final. So let's figure out this final velocity. 95 times 3.75 plus 111 times negative 4.1. Divide by 95 in parentheses plus 111, close parentheses. And we get negative 0.47 meters per second. Okay? So we know the speed is going to be 0.47 meters per second. Okay? What are their initial and final kinetic energies of the system? Okay, let's look at this. So kinetic energy initial. So before they collide, it's going to be 1/2 m1 v1 squared plus 1/2 m2 v2 squared. So let's try to figure this out. 1/2 m1 is 95. Before they collide, it's going 3.75 squared plus 1/2 m2 is 111. And before it collides, it's going negative 4.1 squared. So let's try to write this all out. 3.75 squared times 95, 10.5. Plus, put this in parentheses, 0.5 times 111 times 4.1 squared. And we're going to get around 1,600 joules. Now let's look for the kinetic energy final. This is going to be equal to 1/2 m1 plus m2. Since they're moving together after the collision, they stick together. And the velocity final squared. Let's figure that out. 1/2 m1 is 95, m2 is 111. The final we found is 0.47. Oh, it's actually negative 0.47 squared. And let's figure out what this is. 0.47 squared times 95 plus 111 parentheses times 0.5. And we see that we lose a lot of energy, 22.8 joules. So after the collision, it loses a lot of kinetic energy, 22.8 joules, from when at the beginning it had 1,600 joules. Okay, so we see that loss of energy right there. Okay, moving on. Okay, moving on. A 0.007 kilogram bullet fired at 2.84 meters per second embeds itself into a block of mass 0.95 kilogram that is attached to a ballistic pendulum. What is the velocity of the bullet and block after the inelastic collision? Okay, so what we should know is there's a bullet here. It's going through. It has a mass of 0.007 kilograms, and it's moving initially at 284 meters per second. This bullet gets lodged into this block, and it goes up to a certain height. So what we want to know is once this bullet is inside this block, how fast are they both going? So let's try to figure this out. We're going to use momentum to figure that out. Momentum initial equals momentum final. So we have m1 v1 plus m2 v2 is equal to m1 plus m2 v final. So at the very beginning, the bullet has a mass of 0.007, has a velocity of 284 meters per second. The block has a mass of 0.95, but at the very beginning, the block isn't moving. So this is just 0 is equal. And then when it collides and goes inside, it's going to be 0.007 plus the mass of the block, 0.95, and the velocity final. So we're going to look for how fast that bullet block system is going. 0.007 times 284. And then divide that by parentheses 0.007 plus 0.95. And get a velocity of 2.08 meters per second. Okay. What kinetic energy does the block have after the collision? So after it collides, let's try to find the kinetic energy, which is going to be equal to 1/2. The mass of the objects is going to be 0.007 plus 0.95. And we know it's moving with the speed of 2.08 squared. So let's figure this out. Squared times 0.007 plus 0.95. And we get 2.07 joules. It's kind of a coincidence of how close it is with the velocity. But we see 2.07 joules. Last point is, what is the max height that the pendulum rises from the starting point? So we're looking for what this height is. So let's see if we can figure this out. What we should know is at the very beginning here, that's all kinetic energy, and then it turns into all potential energy, or gravitational potential energy. So we know all kinetic energy turns into all potential energy. We have the mass, which is 0.95 plus 0.007. Gravity, which is 10. Height, which we're looking for. Oh, sorry. I'm doing the potential energy first. Let me do kinetic energy first. So we know at the very bottom there's kinetic energy, 1/2 mass, 0.957. Velocity squared, so it's moving at the bottom at 2.08 squared. This is going to be equal to the mass, 0.957, times gravity, 10, and the height, which we're looking for. 0.957 is on both sides, so that just cancels out. Let's see, 2.08 squared times 0.5. Divide that by 10, and we see that the height is equal to 0.22 meters. Okay. All right, last problem. Last problem here. Example number 14. A 0.007 kilogram bullet is fired into a ballistic pendulum with a mass of 0.95 kilograms. If the bob rises to a height of 0.22 meters, what was the initial speed of the bullet? After the bullet hits the block, does the system lose mechanical energy, gain energy, or stay the same? Okay, so similar kind of problem, but we're going to be working backwards with this. So we see that we have a lot of potential energy here, and all that potential energy goes down here and turns into kinetic energy with the bullet inside. Okay, so let's find what the kinetic energy is with the bullet inside. So we're kind of like working backwards from the last problem. So potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. So at the very beginning, we have a certain mass, 0.95 and plus 0.007 because it's lodged inside. So 0.957, gravity 10, and has a height of 0.22. This is going to be equal to 1/2 the mass, 0.957, times the velocity squared. So we can find this velocity. I'm going to again cancel out the mass because it's on both sides. 10 times 0.22 divided by a half, and the square root of that, we should get around 2.1 meters per second. Okay, so that's how fast this is going over here, but we want to know how fast the bullet was fired out of. So now we're going to do momentum initial is equal to momentum final. So before the collision happens, we know the bullet had a certain speed, so 0.007. The bullet has a certain speed. That's what we're looking for. We know before the crash, the mass, the block wasn't moving, so this is going to be 0.95 times 0. And then after the crash, we know that they collide, they stick together, they have a total mass of 0.957, and then moving with the speed which we found of 2.1 meters per second. Now let's try to find V. I'm going to do 0.957 times 2.1, divide that by 0.007, and we get a velocity of 287 meters per second. Okay. B, after the bullet hits the block, does the system lose mechanical energy, gain energy, or stay the same? And we should know whenever there's a perfectly inelastic collision, it's going to lose kinetic energy. This bullet's going really fast at the beginning, has a lot of kinetic energy, but after it hits this, it loses a lot of that energy. All right, guys, thanks for watching. And next time, we're going to start doing more 2D problems with perfectly inelastic.